Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 2 in my Magic the Gathering Strixhaven School of Mages bundle. The focus of the video is what is your pick? As I crack the pack, I will discuss which card would be my pack 1 pick 1. My viewpoint will be from a very casual Magic the Gathering player perspective. It will not be a Pro Tour grinder or even Friday Night Magic grinder take. It will be a kitchen table draft, having fun with friends' opinion. Check out the preview video on my Strixhaven bundle. I have added the link to the preview video in the description below. Let's get to cracking pack number 2. Spectacle Mage, 3 mana, 1 generic, 1 blue, 1 red, Bird Shaman at 2/2, has flying. Instant and sorcery spells you cast with mana value 5 or greater, cost 1 generic less to cast. Fits perfectly into an Is It strategy, casting instants and sorceries, reduction in cost. Cogwork Archivist, 6 generic mana, artifact creature construct at 4/5, has reach. You can pay 2 generic mana, tap it, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. It's a safety valve to keep yourself from milling out. Thrilling Discovery, 2 mana, 1 red, 1 white, sorcery, you gain 2 life, then you may discard 2 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. If you have 2 land in hand, it could be great. Archway Commons, it's a land, enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay 1 generic mana. Then you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. In a deck where you're playing 3 colors, it's a good way to splash. Dragon's Approach, 3 mana, 2 and a red, sorcery. Dragon's Approach deals 3 damage to each opponent. You may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library for a dragon creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. A deck can have any number of cards named Dragon's Approach. Very tough to pull off in limited, however it's common with over $2 in value. Mage Dual, 3 mana, 2 and a green, sorcery. This spell costs 2 less to cast if you've cast another instant or sorcery spell this turn. Target creature you control gets +1/+2 until end of turn. Then it fights target creature you don't control. Good green removal at common. Crushing Disappointment, 4 mana, 3 and a black, instant. Each player loses 2 life. You draw 2 cards. Slight upgrade from similar cards. Your opponent loses life, but doesn't get a draw card. Ageless Guardian, 2 mana, 1 and a white, Spirit Soldier at 1/4, 2-drop that sits on the battlefield and clogs up the ground game. Resculpt, 2 mana, 1 and a blue, instant. Exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. This is an interesting card, not to use against your opponent, but to use on your side. Put out a surprise blocker. Pest Summoning, 3 mana, 1 generic, Hybrid Golgari. It's a sorcery. Lesson, create 2 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens with, when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. For 3 mana, this isn't too bad. You put out 2 chump blockers that will die, and you'll get 2 life out of them. Damogoth Woe Eater, 4 mana, 1 generic, 1 black, 1 hybrid Golgari, 1 green, demon at 7/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. When you sacrifice Damogoth Woe Eater, each opponent discards a card, you draw a card, and you gain 2 life. Combined with something like Pest Summoning, Damogoth Woe Eater stays on the battlefield and can do a lot of early damage. Stonebinder's Familiar, single white mana, Spirit Dog at 1/1. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. This ability only triggers once each turn. Nice 1-drop, can incrementally grow. Dina's Soul Steeper, 2 mana, 1 black, 1 green, legendary creature Dryad Druid at 1/3. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. You can pay 1, sacrifice another creature. Dina's Soul Steeper gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. Black-green has a little bit of a sacrifice theme. It also has a little bit of a life gain theme. This can pay off if you've built your deck for the long run. Torrent Sculptor, 4 mana, 2 generic, 2 blue, Merfolk Wizard at 2/2. It has Ward of 2. When Torrent Sculptor enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Put a number of +1/+1 counters on Torrent Sculptor equal to half that card's mana value rounded up. In a Prismari deck, you're going to be heavy on instants and sorceries. The flip side is Flamethrower Sonata, 2 mana, 1 and a red, sorcery. Discard a card, then draw a card. When you discard an instant or sorcery card this way, Flamethrower Sonata deals damage equal to the card's mana value to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. I don't think this half is as strong as the front half. Unlimited, pitching an instant or sorcery to deal damage to a creature is good creature removal, but you might be hesitant to pitch one of your better instant or sorcery spells. The Mystical Archive is eliminate, 2 mana, 1 and black instant. Destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. Good black removal for early game smaller threats. And then a Spirit creature token. This is a little difficult in choosing pack 1, pick 1. But I think if you set up a good Prismari deck, Torrent Sculptor can do quite a bit of work. Your opponent has to pay extra mana to get off the battlefield, and you can set up situations where Torrent Sculptor can enter the battlefield as a 4/4 or a 5/5. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comments section what was your favorite card or the best card out of the pack. Until next time when I'm back to crack pack number 3 from my Magic the Gathering Strixhaven School of Mages bundle in what is your pick.